I'm pissed off. Why am I pissed off? Because I didn't plan on making a video about Bloodlines 2 until the game actually released, but for some reason they decided to release more gameplay footage. And somehow this gameplay footage manages to look worse and less appealing than the first ever build for Bloodlines 2 we saw. But don't worry, guys, the game's not out yet. It still could get good, is what I've been saying for the past 6 years every time they show more gameplay. Now, I'm going to talk about the gameplay footage shown here briefly in this video, but I do implore you to watch the full video if you want to see just how horrible this game looks after 6 years of development. It's actually embarrassing. Over the course of this 30-minute video, it became painfully obvious that firing Brian Mitsoda was the biggest mistake made during the entire development of this game. The developers are quoted as saying they want to turn the first Bloodline on its head, and the outcrying call from the community has been, "What is wrong with you?" So let's take a gander together at the soulless development of this game that we can see from this 30-minute clip. Vampire Bloodlines' famed acclaim is clearly the dialogue and story, so let's take a look at that in the gameplay footage.
Expecting trouble?
That depends. Why are you here?
Tolly tells me you keep the court's secrets and its histories. Earlier tonight, another kindred by the name of Isabella used this mark to sap my power. Do you know anything about it?
No. All I had to do was keep my head down for just a few more nights.
He's hiding something.
Dude, what the actual fuck are you thinking? Why is this? What? Where do I even begin with this? First off, you give me fucking Peter Dinklage Destiny 1 little guy following you around voice in my head in my RPG game? What kind of shit is that? And then on top of that, you have a character. Oh, she's already voiced. That's right. You wanted to make up your character for your story? Well, that's too fucking bad for you. Hope you didn't like the first game, because this one's nothing like it. Why does it look so janky? Let's compare the lip syncing in this game to the first one.
A body that can take a beating, and if you play your cards right, eternal life. That's no sure bet, but still a chance at immortality's not a bad deal. And that's just for starters. Fringe benefits for joining the club.
You can literally see each and every spot that the designers hand animated his movements of his mouth. On top of that, showing his body movements with it, and his eye animations, and his eyebrow animations, and his full body animations. Now, once again, let's compare that to the second Bloodlines.
It's outside. Expecting trouble?
That depends. Why are you here?
Tolly tells me you keep the court's secrets and its histories.
I think it's time for everyone to stop pretending like Paradox Interactive cares about this franchise at all. From the Fallout 4 dialogue wheel, from the voice in your head, from your character being pre-made, from the animation being awful, from the writing being awful, from the lead designer being fired, to having 3 different developers working on the game, to heavily promoting the game for a month only to go quiet for years, and from the developers themselves stating they don't want it to be like the first game. This game is a letdown already. Now, this video is long enough for a short discussion, but I do want to touch on a couple more things. Firstly, the content within this dialogue. Spoilers for Bloodlines 1, but LaCroix is probably the perfect written villain or antagonist to any game I think I've played. He is consistently convincing, charming, and charismatic. Most any vampire in a position of seniority will be a great liar. So explain to me why this guy says aloud all he had to do was keep his head down, and then the voice in my head thinks that I'm retarded enough to not know that. He's hiding something. Because, of course, the new direction for the game has to be for complete and utter brain-dead people, as all games do nowadays. Hell, I don't need to push J to open my journal, or any button for that matter, when I can just have a quest lead at the top left of my screen at all times. Even the fucking HUD of this game is so soulless compared to the original. How? How can you make a game be worse than its prequel from 20 years before? I don't understand it. Now let's take a look at the combat. One of Vampire the Masquerade's weakest points. What you just saw is one of the 2 kill animations shown so far in the entire game. I think that literally every single person except for Rick Schaefer needs to be taken off of this game. I don't even care anymore. I just want the music. If anything, this will be the only fun part of this boring game. We can see some new moves being used here, and the same animation being used, of course. Here we can see a bottle being thrown to distract an enemy. Nothing impressive. It was in the first Bloodlines. I expected that. Then we get a repeat of the same animation before realizing every single one of these enemies has the exact same model. Okay, so we're out of the stealth section, we're in a more melee combat focused environment, and the enemies are floating across the floor, and we're using cyberpunk combat physics. Okay, that slam looks pretty nice though, and this looks like pre-alpha footage. Then we get another look at this dumbass ability. Does any of this look fun to you? Would you have fun playing this? I would not. And with all that said, I'm still going to waste my money on this dog shit game just so I can see how bad it turns out. And it's truly a shame because of all the new fans this could have brought. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more random content uploaded on a random basis. Bye.